Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is McCavity. Welcome back, guys, and today we're playing some Arena Breakout Infinite. The game just released last Wednesday. To not much of a surprise, some controversy. Yes, you see right here, up here in the old stash. I've been playing a little bit, but a lot of people are panicking about this game right now with the monetization aspects of the game, and we'll kind of just go over that real quick just so you can kind of see what you're getting into. If you're looking at this game and you're concerned about it, completely understand. I have my own thoughts about it, but there's that. So the big thing a lot of people are talking about is that you can purchase currency within the game. You can purchase specific amounts of coin, which is the in-game currency in the game, for real life money. They have daily, weekly, monthly amounts, but it looks like $1 is about 200,000 depending on the bundle that you get. Obviously this one is a weekly limit, so you can have 10 out of 10 weekly limit. $6 gets you 900,000. You can go 20 for 2.5 mil. The case is something that people aren't too thrilled about because there is no current free case in the game. Of course, you will be able to get it with ranked points or ranked coins, things like that. I believe that's what these challenge coins are for. But you get a 1x2 with that. So if you want the 4 slot or the 6 slot, you're going to be paying $5 to $10 per month. Again, I have my own opinions on this. There is an elite subscription to the game. Now, if this particular package did have a case within it, the 2x2 case, maybe the 4 slot case, I would be more tempted to look at something like this. You get an extra 150 grid slots in your storage space. You can list more things on the market. You can list more things at a time on the market, and you get an exclusive label on your profile picture when loading into a match. Big stupid things that I'm not a huge fan of, don't really understand. If you want to chat in global chat down here, which, I mean, why? You get free 20 every day, but you can pay 20 cents to go ahead and get 10 extra communications. Again, I've never typed in global chat, and I don't really plan to. But if you're a big-time global chatter talking to strangers, that might be a problem for you, I guess. Another thing that you can do is this key, the key slot here, this 3x5 key slot here, $16 a month. Kind of insane, right? Now, unlike the actual case, you do get a key slot in the game, and you can expand that by just doing in-game missions, in-game quests. Same with the storage. I'm currently on a mission right now from this lady that will expand storage. It doesn't tell me how much, but, you know, there are missions and quests out there that allow you to get this kind of stuff. So, in terms of monetization, a lot of people are very upset. Understandably, they can be. However, I also want to preface that by saying that this is not a surprise. Arena Breakout is a massively popular mobile game that is taking their first steps into PC gaming, and a lot of people before the beta even ended were saying this is how the monetization is going to be. We knew about this for a while, right? Does it make it any easier or better? No, not necessarily. You start your game with 1.8 million coin. As you can see, I have 3.3. So the series that I want to do on the channel is basically doing a free-to-play account, a free-to-play series. I am not going to spend any cash on this game, and I feel like we can be very transparent with that. I don't know if there's a way to see how much money you've spent overall, but as you can see here, our total stored value right now is at 4 million. I haven't spent a single cent in this game. I do believe that during the beta, things weren't worth very much money, and a lot of people went in, and streamers went in and determined that to make money on your kits or whatever, you'd have to go 10 survives in the highest rate, a bunch of stats, a bunch of bullshit. The market is pretty good at the moment. We'll have to see how that works out with the fact that you can buy currency, but a lot of things in the beta that were 500 coin are now selling for 3,000 coin. Things have gone up in price. Things have minimum price, and they're constantly going to balance the game. Now, it's remained to be seen that if any of this monetization is going to be taken out or buff up. I don't know. Nobody knows. I can say that there's already times in this game. I don't know if I can even show how long I've played. In-game duration 2.9 hours. You start with 1.8 mil. I'm almost up $20 US in the game by just playing and looting, and it's not all mission rewards and login rewards and daily rewards and quest rewards and things like that. It's not all of that. You can go back through your log here, and you can kind of see that this was a covert op. So this was a scav run on farm, normal. and I extracted with 271,000 coin in value. We have a bunch of fails here. I was getting dumpstered, but 50,000, 90,000, there's 80,000, over 100K. There's, look at that. I mean, almost 430K right there, 200K, almost 100K. It seems like, you know, some of these are pretty low. My buddy here, over 150K on the extract, 51, you know, 58, almost 200,000 in my very first raid. Going back and touching on to what people have said in the beta, where, you know, you would have to play at the highest difficulty missions with the best gear and survive 10 times in a row just to get even on your kit. They have stated, the devs have stated that the game itself has been buffed in terms of item drops, like the higher rare items dropping. I'm finding a lot of gold items in the game, which I don't know if that'll be changed or not. Just right here alone, I mean, we got some gold bars, we got a gold cup and an album. These three things right here are about 500K in value that I just haven't sold. So there you go. There's 2 million up, slightly over 2 million up since launch. And I've only played in game for 2.9 hours. Now, don't get me wrong. This is absolutely a predatory practice that I'm not a huge fan of. My counter to that is that this game is 100% free to play. The series that I run on this channel for this game is going to be 100% free to play. And at the beginning of the game, I'll show you right now, I have 21 hours left on this case. You get this case for an event. I will never have a 2x2. I will never have the 6 slot one. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend money. I'm never going to have the huge keychain that costs money. All of my coin is going to be documented at the beginning of any video that I ever upload, just so I could show you, you know, look, at the end of the video, we had this. At the beginning of this one right now, we have this. So I didn't purchase any, things like that. Of course, we got things like the market coming through here. We got mail telling me that my free elite membership for 3 days has expired. So, oh look, 14K just waiting for me to log in. Obviously, you got to get your daily stuff when you log in. You know what I mean? MPX. And I don't know how common, you know, I don't know how common these like, oh, what you call it, these events are going to be, but I mean, there's another 30K right there. But I imagine because it's based on a mobile developer that there's going to be at least an event every month or so. I mean, I don't know, dude. I have friends that are not willing to play this game at all, to not even touch this game at all because of the monetization practices, which, hey, man, I respect the hell out of those boys. I love those boys, to be honest with you. To me, not a big deal. You know what I mean? There are plenty of other games in this genre, the Big Daddy, Mac Daddy, Tarkov included, that are 100% pay to win as well. The only difference between that is I have to pay a $40 entry fee into Tarkov before I have to pay an extra $200 to get the massive stash size and massive pouch. Whereas this, I don't have to pay a single cent to just hop in and do a little bit of PvP and have a little fun. I don't think it's right. I don't think, you know, I mean, I don't think it's not predatory. However, I'm just not going to buy it. You know what I mean? I enjoy the game. The game runs smooth. I mean, I get a lot of hitches, and I don't know if that's because of my post-processing or what. I run a 3080 graphics card, 7800X, Ryzen 7. It's all liquid cooled, 64 gigs of RAM. I mean, I just don't know why my system would choose NVMe hard drives. I don't have a single spinning disk drive or big solid state in my system at all. I don't know why my game chooses to hitch every like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, but it does. But when it's not doing that, I am getting a consistent like 140, 120 FPS. I mean, my setup, 3080, 7700X, I can't even run Streets of Tarkov at a constant 60 FPS. So, I mean, the optimization of the game, absolutely great. Graphics, absolutely great. Monetization, not great. However, like I said, no game in this space is shielded or protected from that pay-to-win verbiage, let's just say. And I have already dumpstered kids that have spent money in this game and taken their shit for myself. So spend money, do it. If you want to spend money, spend money. I'm going to take your money either way. In the future, they're talking about adding skins for monetization, things like that. Maybe we'll talk about, I know a lot of people aren't happy, and if you're not happy with the current state of this and you think the game looks cool, but you're not willing to touch it because of the monetization practices, I mean, the community as a whole needs to speak with their wallets and not on Reddit message boards. That's not how you get your point across. Now with these massive corporations like Tencent Games that just wants to make a huge profit. So, I mean, that's where I stand, bro. You know what I mean? It's not It's not great. It's not great practice. However, I'm just not going to spend cash. I'm just not going to spend capital. If I lose all my money, if I get all the way down to zero and I find it too hard to make money, I'll just go play something else until the next wipe starts and hop back and do it all over again if they change some things up. If you want to play the game without spending money. That is the biggest way to send a message to the developers that this is not going to fly. If they're not making money on the product, they have to change it up. And in my opinion, having a case that costs money, like, oh, so I'm playing free-to-play Tarkov, I just don't get a case. Okay, that's fine with me. Having to pay like $5 a month for a case, fine. I have no problem with that. Maybe $5 a month for the big case and include the 4-slot one in that elite membership, I'd be more tempted to spend some cash, okay? Because I want to tell you something. I will get more game time in a year spending $5 a month on this game than I did spending the $250 on Edge of Darkness back in the day. Criticism is fine, obviously. I don't think absolutely clowning on the game because the game itself is actually very, very good. It's very fun. It's very optimized. It's very well polished. The graphics are great. It feels good to play. I see a lot of people saying that that Delta what was Delta Force Hawk Ops is better than this. I would love to play that game. I don't have access to that game. This is the game that I have access to right now, and it's free. So in the meantime, we're just gonna play a free-to-play account. We're gonna see how far we can get. I'm not gonna spend money in this game. I'm not gonna give the predatory practices any mind. I'm not going to give it any of my wallet, and we're just gonna have to see how the game develops over time, man. You know what I mean? It's a shame. It's crazy. I think a lot of people are blowing it out of proportion, probably way more than they should. Sure, somebody could spend $10, get 1,000,000 coins, and buy a sick kit, but I mean, with purple or gold ammo that I currently have in my stash that I haven't paid any cash for, I can still one-tap those guys to the head. It's like, that remains to be seen as to how that is going to affect the game. If anything, it might just fuck the market. But in terms of, am I really worried about somebody else spending money on this game? No, not really. I've already taken out players with this kit that I'm currently wearing. The one raid that I almost pulled out 500K was a fully kitted dude. Obviously had to spend money because it was day one. Dude had a gun that like we didn't even have access to in the market yet. You want to have a voice, use your wallet to speak. You want to play the game, do it. Just don't spend the capital, and maybe the developers will listen to us. PC is not the same as mobile, okay? We are not as cool with monetization practices over here as the mobile players are on literally every mobile game in existence. But like I said, this is their first footsteps into PC gaming, into this territory, into this space. And I feel like they've made a lot of changes based on what the community has said. So say something about it. Post in the official Discord, in the general chat, or send something to the devs in the Q&A or the submission. Take the surveys. Let them know you're not happy with it. But most of all, do not spend money on this game. Unless maybe it's for a case, but do not buy the coins. Do not buy the coins. Do not buy the $16 a month silly keyring. The only way that we make this better is if we make it better for ourselves. So do that, ladies and gentlemen. But don't just push the game off to the side because of these practices. I'm telling you, it is one of the most fun games I have played in so long. It's a shame that they're doing it and they're monetizing it this way, but without spending a dime, I've still had a blast playing this game the last few nights with one of my buddies. So if you're looking at it and you're interested, but you just don't know because of the monetization, just give it a try, man. It's free to download. It's free to install. It's free to play. I'm going to start uploading this game a little bit. If you like the content, please consider leaving a like on the video, subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care.